So, as most of you already know, the second season of Demon Slayer is slowly striving upon us, and with that comes so many possibilities that I honestly just can't wait to tackle on this year. I mean, so far already this year, there have been loads of things revolving around the series that don't even involve the anime. And I've talked about it a few times in a couple of my last Demon Slayer videos, talking about both the announcement of the second season of the anime and some of my thoughts on the recently released Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, as well as the game here and there. But now it just so happens, since we're getting our way closer and closer to the release of the second season of the anime, I thought I would talk about a couple things revolving around the second season of the anime, and just, a few extra thoughts on my overall experience with the series of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba to at least give some more context of what I think about the entire series in general. But before we get into that, if you are new to the channel and or if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that sub button and turn on the bell notifications, that way you never miss out on another new video. And drop a like and a comment on today's video if you're excited to see the return of Demon Slayer Season 2. Alright, so for context, because I know a lot of you have been wanting to hear some of my thoughts on the first season in general and what I basically think about the entirety of the Demon Slayer series. Now, I won't go into crazy specific detail revolving around the first season because I was going to save that for a different video, but I was like, I might as well just put it in this video talking about the second season. But from my point of view, my journey through Demon Slayer was awfully strange. It was more of an on and off type of thing, and I didn't really know how to feel about the series at first, and it was kind of a strange thing to me because the first episode gave off a great impression to me, but it wasn't something that I hadn't seen before. But obviously, as we go past that, we start to meet some more characters, and of course the animation along with both half of the first season was insanely good, and I don't think I need to express that any more than what I already have, but we all know how well done Kimetsu no Yaiba's animation is handled, and still throughout the entirety of the first season, I was still trying to find my way through the plot because it felt like it was already something I felt before in a shonen type of vibe. But for me personally, the plot just felt uneasy during the first 15 episodes or so until we started picking up pace towards the end. One thing though is at first I wasn't so much a fan of Tanjiro, which is surprising to me because I love Tanjiro now, but I think it was more so his personality and demeanor at the start that kind of led me to more of the liking of the side characters. But as we moved on, and especially within the Mugen Train movie, like I said, I found some more of a liking of him, but I guess that's just natural when it comes to your typical shonen protagonist. And not to mention, but the introduction of the Hashiras, or at least the shonen group of strong characters, is something I personally always look forward to within really any type of shonen story. There are a few picks here and there, and depending on how they're executed, it can really make the group of characters a whole lot better and just make the whole show a more impactful experience. And we've pretty much seen a good couple of examples of this already just from the anime alone and the Mugen Train movie. And I think a couple of things I forgot to mention with my overall review was that a character like Rengoku was an example to be made, and hopefully with most of the Hashiras, because Rengoku's character was done so well in such a short amount of time, it makes you wonder just what's left in store from the remaining Hashiras that are still relevant to the story. And I feel like Gyu has done a great job of that already just from the first season alone. But speaking more on season 2, according to some sources over on Twitter, Demon Slayer is set to release in October of this year, which leads me to believe that it's going to be around the same time last year when the Mugen Train movie was released over in Japan. And just what is so important about the remaining portion of the series is that, from my experience and from what I've heard from most of the manga readers and some of my friends, Demon Slayer is just up from here. Like, of course, with the season 2 we have the introduction of the Red Light District arc, an arc that I'm somewhat familiar with but not enough to really give out any major context. From what I know and what I can predict is that this arc is mainly focused around the sound pillar Tengen Uzui, and from what I think, a couple fights between a few of the upper moons. So I just know that especially from this fight with Rengoku and Akaza, that this next season is going to deliver, and it's going to deliver big. And certainly from a bit more from what I've heard around the community is that this arc is considered to be one of, if not the best arc in the series. So I know my expectations, as well as I think most of you watching this video's expectations, are going to be soaring through the roof. And to be perfectly honest, it just has me wondering what's going to happen further with some of my favorite characters moving forward with the plot of this story. And I know it's not necessarily a topic I normally bring up, it's just something I think will spark conversation between fans of the series in the comment section below, and more so specifically, I think it's a cool way for both manga readers and anime onlys to converse on how their favorite characters will grow. But for me personally, I want to see a lot more from Zenitsu. Although he's not my favorite character in the series, he's just someone I think I would like to see a lot more from. On top of that, add along Inosuke with him. I think from the Mugen Train movie alone, my expectations from the manga were just a bit unclear, and I thought it would showcase a bit more of a trio action between them three to work us together as a group, but clearly that wasn't the case, and I guess that's good in the long run because they stuck to the manga. And I feel as if they need to pop off more in this next upcoming arc though, along with of course Tengen Uzui. But I feel like that's just going to be a given because this arc has him heavily involved with most of the characters. Not to to mention, but even the antagonist I feel like might be something I get more involved into. I mean, already just from our first appearance from Akaza Upper Moon 3, I feel like he's already a character that I can see being one of the best in the series. And from what I've heard, I think he plays a big part into being one of the best, if not the best standalone antagonist, even over a character like Muzan.
Like him or don't like him, there's nothing you could do about him because he's number one. Whether you like him or don't like him, there's nothing you can do about him because he's number one.
Not sure how long it's going to be until we see him again, but I feel like even with the rest of the Upper Moons, I think they might be something to look out for as well. And most of this is just coming from what I've heard here and there from manga readers, but now that I think about it, most people said that the Mugen Train arc was okay in the manga, and if that was an okay arc in the manga and done so well in the movie, I just can't wait to see what's next for season 2 moving forward. It honestly is just a thrilling experience to be alive during these times, especially with how Demon Slayer is just constantly changing up the whole shonen demographic in general. But with everything considered for the future of the Yaiba series, it just has me to believe that with everything Demon Slayer is capable of, what's to tell that this just isn't the beginning, because the more and more I think about the outcome and the impact Demon Slayer has just made within these past few years, it's actually scary to think how much Kimetsu no Yaiba can grow. And honestly, the limits are endless when it comes to just anime and manga in general nowadays. The medium for this community has been skyrocketing ever since 2013, for example, with Attack on Titan season 1, and now I just see it as every year goes by, it seems to be there's like something bigger happening now within the anime and manga community, and Demon Slayer has definitely played a huge role in that. But now with Demon Slayer season 2 just around the corner, it might just be one hell of a bomb to drop on the anime and manga community as a whole. And who knows, maybe sometime later on down the line, years from now, we might just go back to a time when it was the release of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba season 2. But to end off today's video, I wanted to pose the question to all of you still watching the video: do you think that Demon Slayer has what it takes to surpass the records it previously broke when the anime first aired, or do you think that the reign of Demon Slayer is over since the conclusion of the manga back in June of 2020, I think? Either way, it seems like the fandom is going to continue bigger and bigger with each and every season that comes around. So does the fandom, and with that, it might just get a little bit more toxic than what it already has been, but who knows? It all just really depends on the outcome of the return of Demon Slayer Season 2. And as always, everyone, thanks to you all who made it to the end of the video. I hope you all did enjoy the video. I'm honestly super excited to see what's next for the entirety of this series, whether it be for the second season of the anime and or any future movies. The future is honestly just looking so good for this series, and I can't wait to see what's to come next within the next couple of years of the series of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. But anyways, make sure before you click off the video to drop a comment on your thoughts on the video and let me know your overall thoughts on the series of Demon Slayer, and if you're either an anime only watcher or if you read the manga or not. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join the Discord if you have not already. We got the Discord up and running again, so join the Discord in the link in the description box down below. Also, shout out to the first legendary member rank on the channel, the meaning of nerd. And with that, everyone, my Twitter is @AnimeAugie, and I'll make sure to catch each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Peace.